All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for one more reaction of the day. During my birthday, no less. Time to see where the story of Sakamoto Days goes after the big revelation of the last chapter. Let's begin, shall we? Yo, peoples! Qushu92 here. Welcome back to more Sakamoto Days. Sorry, got a burp coming up. Sorry about that. Please forgive me. Welcome back to more Sakamoto Days. In the last chapter, Uzuki basically explained his entire plan of Uzuki and his entire crew have taken over Japan. They have control of their infrastructure, their finance, their government. They have control of basically the entirety of Japan. What more can I say? Uzuki and his team have taken over the entire nation. They not only have taken over the JAA, but they've taken control of the entire nation of Japan. They have the prime minister in their back pocket. And now Uzuki is looking to even the playing field so that everyone can be killers, or has the choice to be killers, versus, JAA assassins having to live that life in secret. He's basically been exposing that to everyone, what the JAA is, what it is to the government, and how much push and pull they've had over the years. And now he's going to be essentially turn Japan into a lawless state, because he says he's going to send guns to every single person in Japan, and they will be given 3 bullets to do whatever they want with them, with no criminal penalties. So chaos is about to erupt. This has been his plan the whole time, to introduce a world where people can live and die by the gun without consequence. Now, mind you, it's only 3 bullets, but there's no telling if it's just going to remain at 3 bullets. So let's see what chapter 206 has to offer today, because I'm so curious. Woo! Days 206, Forbidden Zone. And now we get Sakamoto asking the question. I've been waiting for this chapter in particular because I want to know why the Order decided to side with Uzuki, leave Asaki to die by his brother's hands, and say, yeah, we're just going to side with them. The Order has decided to team up with X. You're teaming up with X? Why? There's a number of reasons. Most of all, the era of the assassin has been nearing its end. Thanks to... Oh, this is a lot of reading. I hope y'all are prepared. Both of these pages are just full of words. Thanks to modern developments in surveillance, it's becoming increasingly hard to sustain covert assassinations. The cost of assassinations is also skyrocketing and demand plummets every year. The business model itself is becoming obsolete. With the rise in legal alternatives to assassinations, including information warfare, cancel culture, and the proliferation of fake news, would-be assassination clients are simply leveraging societal ostracism instead. In a nation in which violence is no longer the optimal solution, X is our key to destroying the illusion of law and order, and bringing back the age of the assassin. In other words, to keep the assassination business alive. Yes, I love assassinations. This guy, he's sick in the head, yo. I love killing. I love power. Wars, purges, assassinations. Power is always established by force. Laws and rules are mere embellishments. The truth is, the world is built on violence, and assassins stand at the apex of the food chain. You only believe that the world is built on violence because that's the only world you know. Hilarious. Now you even talk like a normie. No matter. The winner will have the final say. And then Oki goes up to his watch and goes, time to work. 3 minutes. No overtime pay. Then we get Tanabata, Shishiba, Osaragi, and Torres all readying their weapons. And then Shin notices and goes, "Jump, everyone!" And everyone jumps as Miss Osaragi goes for the legs. She immediately tries going for the legs. And this one particular slash goes all the way across the wall. This is a stone wall, mind you, and she cut like a deep cut into it. And Shin's the first person to land. "I saw how she moves at the art museum. If I don't let her swing her weapon..." And Shin immediately gets up behind Miss Osaragi and puts her in an arm lock. And immediately, Miss Osaragi, without losing her composure, she just looks confused and then immediately grabs Shin by his hair and then with one hand slams him into the stone wall because Shin is thinking, "She's strong." Slams him into the wall. "Shin!" And then we get Shishiba versus Heisuke. "You got something to say, Mashimo?" "Why, Mr. Shishiba? How can you side with X? What would Hio say if he were alive?" And here's the thing. As soon as Heisuke mentions Hio, Shin looks over at Shishiba, immediately notices. They know that Shin can read minds, and he just looks at Shin and just goes, "Shh, do not say anything to him." "Say something!" "Heisuke, focus on fighting!" And then we get Hard Boiled, who's up against Tanabata, who launches a whole chunk of a wall directly at him. No, I'm looking at it wrong. No, I couldn't tell. It's actually Boiled dodging, and then Tanabata coming up and slamming him through a wall with his guitar. And then Tanabata just starts beating up, just barbecuing Boiled's ribs. "This music nerd don't look it, but he's a hardcore fighter." And then Tanabata takes his guitar pick and just ruthlessly slashes Boiled in his chest. Like he grabs Boiled by the throat, has him in a lock, and then proceeds to slice him across the chest with his pick. Crappy sound quality. Then we get Sakamoto who's looking, and then Torres comes jumping up using his sandblaster, and Sakamoto dodges out of the way and proceeds to kick Torres in the face, launching up against these roof tiles. And Torres rights himself, and he's right next to Oki. "So Sakamoto's gonna put up a little fight. Those other guys don't even count. You should tack a bonus on mine. Don't pretend this is hard just to haggle with me. Do your job." Busted. "Okay, let's take this elsewhere. We're putting bystanders in danger here." "You don't get it. That's of no significance now. Don't you have more important things to worry about? Article 23 of the JAA bylaws says, no, the killing of bystanders is prohibited. In the new JAA regime, that's a thing of the past. Do you understand what that means?" Oh no, that means assassins will no longer need to care about collateral damage. As long as you kill your target, who cares if civilians die? No, this is bad. Because all these assassins work so hard not to include regular civilians in their jobs and whatever fights they got going on. Now, because of Uzuki's rule, civilians are no longer protected by the old JAA law. Which means that if people just die because of assassinations happening, they just die. If they get caught up in it, oh well, apparently. In the new JAA regime, that's a thing of the past. Do you understand what that means? And it cuts to Aoi. And she's just at the shop.
Aoi, is everything okay? Yes, thank you, Lou. That broadcast was freaky, huh? But don't worry, the boss and the guys will be back soon.
And it shows someone walking towards Sakamoto's.
You're right. There's no point in worrying.
And then someone goes in and she goes,
welcome.
And then next thing we see is Sakamoto's blowing up. We just see the front of the store having a little implosion, but the back of the store just being blown up completely. And Sakamoto's sign being blown up too. And Oki is showing the destruction of his store to Sakamoto's face. He's showing the destruction of Sakamoto's on camera, just showing it on his phone. And Sakamoto is watching this happen because he knows his wife is in there. Aoi, it's been 3 minutes.
Why you?
Taro! Sakamoto, watch out! So long. And then Oki is right in front of Sakamoto, preparing to stab him in the neck. Kintaka!
It's Kintaka! It's Kintaka!
It's Kintaka! Kintaka just comes in and scoops up Sakamoto, much to Oki's surprise. Then we get Yotsumura. Don't move, Oki. And he has his sectional staff at Oki's throat. Much to the shock of Shin, Heisuke, Boiled, and then Chishiba is right there going, he's alive, huh? And then we get Kintaka. That's enough out of you. Show some respect, you rookie punks. Oh, the fastest man alive has shown up. Sure, he was bedridden for 8 years, but he got that speed back immediately after he got out of bed. So now we have Sakamoto, Shin, Heisuke, Boiled, and now Kintaka and Mr. Yotsumura. And it looks like they're going to be going up against the Order. Because here's another thing. Where's Nagumo? Nagumo is missing from this equation. We haven't seen him in a hot minute. That's the end of the chapter. And we're not going on break. That's crazy. That is crazy. But now we have a full understanding of what this whole thing is. We have a full understanding of this whole plan from Uzuki. This is just an age of violence in the world, in the nation of Japan, which means that assassinations will still take place, but not to the extent of where it used to be. Because like Oki said, the price of hiring assassins has gone up. People have found different ways of assassination, through political means and cancel culture and fake news and all sorts of different things, that the old-fashioned way of assassination has essentially become obsolete. But the age of violence is still a thing. And, the killing of others is still a very real thing. You want to know who I got reminded of when Oki was given that speech of how he says he loves killing and he loves assassination? I get reminded of the Major from Hellsing Ultimate. Gentlemen, my friends, it has been said that I like war. My friends, I don't like war. I love war. It's literally that same vibe from Oki, saying how much he loves killing. I love killing, I love power, wars, purges, assassinations. Power is always established by force. Hold on. I want to pull up the whole speech of the Major real quick. Let me see. Let me get quotes. Let me get the quotes. I want to get the quotes. No, 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 no. I know there's a whole page with his quotes. I know there's a whole page. Here it is. Yeah. Gentlemen, let me see. Let me see if I can find. No. I need the one from the English dub. I need like the full thing because it's essentially the same thing that Oki was saying. Well, you guys get what I mean. Yeah, you guys get what I mean. Oki's speech. Yo, Dragon Emperor. Good to see you. Halster, good to see you as well. You guys get what I mean. Oki's speech about I love assassinations is akin to that of Oki saying Oki saying I love assassinations is akin to the Major saying I love war. It's basically like that. And since this is a world of violence and they were once prohibited from involving civilians in their work, since this is a new regime, civilians are no longer protected and are seen as, people to avoid getting involved in because of the rules. With this new age of violence, every civilian is susceptible and no longer off limits. That includes Aoi, Sakamoto's wife, and their daughter. And the thing we see of Aoi is how someone walks into the store and she tries to say welcome, and then we just get a shot of Sakamoto's blowing up. Zalgo, good to see you. Happy birthday. I hope you have a great and wonderful birthday. Well, thank you, Zalgo. Oki is a problem? Yes, Oki is indeed a problem. Oki is an issue. Because he's willing to use psychological warfare against Sakamoto, knowing, have you finished reading the chapter yet? Just got here. Yes, I'm already going over the chapter. Y'all are 17 minutes late. I started, the time was at 3 o'clock. Y'all are late. But Oki is definitely plaguing Sakamoto's mind here with psychological warfare due to the fact that the Order already knows he's married. He's well aware of his place because that's where they were searching for him right after the whole incident at the museum. But now, since this new era of assassins, let's see, I'm an old viewer of yours. Seeing your stream after 1.5 months is refreshing. Hope you a viewer name someday. Oki versus Yotsumuda next chapter is about to go crazy. Oki, the head of the Order, about to go up against the former head of the Order. Because Yotsumuda was the old head. Yo, Killer Bean. Hey, happy birthday. Thank you. But the Order already going to work, trying to take out Sakamoto and his team. Oki really wanting to kill Sakamoto when he's distracted by his own store with his wife still inside, blowing up. I honestly feel like Aoi is fine. But the ending of this chapter just said, you know what? You can't forget the OGs. You can't forget the ones who were there before because Kendaka said, gotta go fast, and then grabbed Sakamoto before Oki could kill him. And then we also have Yotsumuda. You haven't aged a day. I'm slightly immortal. I am literally slightly immortal. I get that all the time. I still have my old banner on my Twitter page where it's basically, that's not a new banner. That's an old banner I've had for like well over 10 years. And I have not changed. And it looks like I haven't changed at all. I come from a family of a lot of young people. So I'm slightly immortal. I probably won't look like I'm physically 30 until I hit my 60s. So, I have that Saiyan slow aging. I have that Viltrumite DNA. Some people think Aoi looks weird, so it might be Nagumo. I wouldn't be surprised if it's Nagumo posing as Aoi, and because Nagumo probably already caught wind of what the Order was doing, and he relocated Aoi and Hana to a very safe location, and he's just pretending to be Aoi, on the off chance someone walks into the store. Because there's absolutely no way that Sakamoto... Oh, Some. Oh, that was your name. Some. I think I remember that name. It's been a while. If you haven't been here in like over a month, I've had a lot of people come through the channel in over 1.5 months. So apologies if I didn't immediately recognize your name. But it's good to see you again. I hope life has been treating you well. Tanabata did Boiled Dirty. Yeah, how do you take a guitar pick and then proceed to slice a person's chest open? Like, it's a cutting tool. It's meant to be a thin piece of plastic that you use to play your guitar. And he basically turned it into like a little itty bitty weapon and sliced Boiled in the chest. Pretty much, that is the most grievous injury that anyone has suffered. The first person to suffer a big injury in this fight is Boiled. Because Shin is still fine, Heisuke is still fine. Heisuke is up against Shishiba. Shin is up against Miss Osaragi, which is... Yeah, Shin's gonna need as much future sight as he can possibly get in order to avoid her. Because remember, she's the one who effortlessly killed Carolina Reaper. Cut a hole underneath him, dragged him, he fell in, and we saw his body parts sliced apart coming out of the hole in front of Kumanome. Osaragi is scary. We saw her fight against... Who was it? Natsuki? Yeah. Or is it Natsuo? I think it's Natsuo. Against Natsuo. And she's terrifying. And Shin is supposed to be going up against her? But here's the thing. Here's the thing that gets me is when you get villains or people who are... I can't even say that Uzuki is evil. However, his methods leave a lot to be desired. Everyone out here fighting and Shin is out here trying to hug Osaragi, immediately grabs his head and slams him into a wall. She doesn't even... Mafuyu, thank you, Killer Bean. I was trying to remember the name, but so many different names just pop up in these series that I don't have Captain America brain where I can remember every single name that pops up. But Osaragi just grabs him by the hair, slams him into the wall. And she doesn't even move from her position when Shin grabbed her. She just grabbed him and then just threw him, not moving a single inch. This is like Goku not appearing to move when the Ginyu Force was trying to hit him. Also, Oki taking no shenanigans from Torres. Yeah, because Torres is desperate to try and repay his billion-dollar debt that he has towards the JAA, which makes me wonder if it's still going to be a thing, since they are now under Uzuki's rule, if his debt is still going to be a thing. So that remains to be seen. I'm surprised he hasn't asked Oki about it. But Torres all like, this looks like it might be a bit tough. I'm gonna need a bonus. And Oki's all like, you're not getting anything extra. Do your job. See, I understand. I understand where Oki's coming from. I don't need no slackers. I need you doing your job. Get in there and kill them. Shin can do it. I want to see Osaragi actually fight someone on an order level. See, here's the thing, though. We got 2 order members before we got Tanabata and Torres. Before Old Man Takamura. Before Nagumo and Sakamoto. It's just these 2 OGs. Not watching Sakamoto Days anime. If you mean reacting to it, then I haven't even started the series yet. I still need to watch it for myself to see how the animation measures up and if it does the series justice. I'll watch on my own time. But now we have the OG order members. Mr. Yotsumura and Mr. Kindaka. The fastest man alive versus one of the strongest order members I have ever seen, aside from Old Man Takamura and Sakamoto. They've shown up. I'm so happy. And here's the thing. Who here in the order is as fast as Kindaka? It's not even a matter of Kindaka. Not gonna lie, Yotsumura on fraud lists right now. Both of them old. Kindaka even after being asleep, being in a coma for 8 years, still faster than Sakamoto. Who on the current order is as fast as Kendaka? Kendaka is the Flash in this world. Age ain't got nothing to do with strength, because if that was the case, old man Takamoto wouldn't have been as strong as he was and regarded as the most powerful and most skilled assassin of that time. Up until his death by Uzuki's hands. After Uzuki basically copied the personality and murdered him in the exact same way that Takamura fights. So, don't let people's ages fool you. Don't let it fool you, because remember, you know what I just realized? Hold up, wait. We are on chapter 206, and you know what just popped into my head that I don't think anyone has asked? Sakamoto in his fat form has a mustache. Where does the mustache go when he gets slim? And how does it come back? I am 206 chapters in. How have I not thought of this? I just pushed it out of my head and never gave it much thought. He has a mustache when he's in his fat form. Where does it go when he gets slim? And how does it come back when he goes back to being fat again? Because he doesn't have that mustache when he's in his slim state. It's gone. Clean shaven. Not even stubble. Where does it go? Bro just realized? Yes, I just realized. He got a mustache when he's fat, and it's gone when he gets thin. Then it comes back when he's fat again. That's gonna bother me all day. And he didn't even get killed clean. People have to team up to attack, and even then it took Uzuki being a wild card to actually kill him. Exactly. Takamoto was so strong that it took everyone fighting him just to survive. Not stop him, just to survive. The dude cut off his own hand so that he can keep from getting shackled and put it back on. He put his arm back on. That's how clean the cut was. He just put his arm back on. Mustache must be side character. They still are outmatched though. Oh yeah. Wait, outmatched as in outmatched with all the people in the current order, like Kendaka and Yotsumura are outmatched? I'm not going to underestimate Yotsumura and Kendaka since they're, older. I'm not going to underestimate them at all. So, I'm going to leave that alone. We're just going to have to see how Kendaka and Yotsumura work together while we're contending with the order. And if Nagumo was actually masquerading as Aoi in order to really protect Aoi and Hana, who are off in some other place. That's my assumption. Aoi and Hana are not even at Sakamoto's. They're gone. Last time Yotsumura pulled up the order, bro went running when it was a 3v1. I'm not saying anything against Yotsumura until we start seeing him fight for real. Until we start seeing him fight now that he's back. Any opinion on the T-Bait anime adaptation? Well, I haven't seen it, so I don't really have an opinion on it. Though I don't know if I'll do a reaction to it, though. I probably won't do a reaction to the series. Yeah. But I don't really have an opinion on it, but we'll have to see if it's done justice. If it's done poorly and I start doing a reaction to it, I would hate to have to cut the whole series off because it's not like, I don't think this anime is very good. But I'd rather watch it on my own time and then just get back to all of you about what I think of the series. You think he was holding back against Shishiba? I'm not going to say I think he was holding back against Shishiba. I'm saying don't write off Yotsumura despite how the last fight went. Because scars that still leave you alive are... It's not like scars on the back or a swordsman's shame. It's more like, hey, I got scarred, but I still got my hands, still got my feet. That's good enough. Because the only thing that Yotsumura walked away with was like a torn face. That was it. his arms and his fingers still work to work that 3-sectional staff. It still works. So I'm not writing off Yotsumura as him being capable of defending himself or even fighting the Order, despite the last time we saw him fight. I'm not going to write him off yet. And I'm not going to write off Kindaka either, because you realize how fast you have to be, because Sakamoto was distracted. His reaction time is incredible. It is phenomenal. Yet, he was distracted by watching his own home get blown up. Enough for Oki to almost kill him had Kindaka not come in and yoinked him away before Oki could actually deliver that blow. So yeah, I'm not going to write either one of these two dudes off, because I want to see when they officially start fighting. Because the last time we saw Kindaka, he really wasn't going all out. He wasn't even really fighting all that well. He was just using his speed to, dodge people and blitz people, but not serious fighting to a degree, because most of the opponents we seen him up against were just run-of-the-mill. Oki was surprised his old bosses showed up. Yeah, this is literally like, okay, young blood, y'all want to act up? Fine. We're back now. Now you need to fight us. I may have taught you everything you know, but I haven't taught you everything I know. This is one of those situations, and that's the reason why I can't wait to see the next chapter, because the old bosses of the Order are up here now. Rate your top manga and anime of all time. Well, considering that I'm still reading a whole bunch of manga right now, like a bunch of manga and a bunch of manhwa right now, I have to say Solo Leveling is my top manhwa of all time. And I'm still going through Ragnarok, so I can't really say, like, oh, Solo Leveling Ragnarok is better than the beginning after the end. I say the beginning after the end after Solo Leveling, and then Ragnarok underneath that, because I'm still progressing. Sakamoto's got to get his act together. Exactly. Manga, One Piece, My Hero Academia, Jujutsu. Well, One Piece, My Hero Academia, Demon Slayer, Jujutsu Kaisen. Fire Force, then Jujutsu Kaisen. You know what? The big three: One Piece, Bleach, Naruto. One Piece, Naruto, Bleach, and then the rest of them. But yes, Sakamoto is definitely falling behind. While everyone else has learned how to improve themselves, Heisuke is getting better. Shin has learned how to speed his body up and perception to the point where he can blitz someone like Tenkyu. Everyone's getting stronger, but we still haven't seen the fruits of Sakamoto's labor ever since he was using Torres as his own personal training partner. Reluctant training partner. But yeah, that'll be things we cross. That'll be bridges we cross when we get to them. But that's enough for today, ladies and gentlemen. That part of my head was like the meme. It should have been me, not him, then snapped out of it. Wait, what was the name of that guy who had the sword against Oki again? I forgot his name. Yotsumura. That is Amane's father. Yotsumura. Yeah, Satoru Yotsumura. Yeah. Old Satoru Yotsumura, founding member of the Order. And then we have Kindaka, another. The founding, along with Yotsumura and Kindaka, these two are the founding members of the Order organization itself. Make a video on a tier list of the anime, manga, and manhwa you have read and seen. It might blow up. I don't know. It sounds nice, but I don't know. That would take some preparation, so don't hold me to it. But Kindaka and Yotsumura are here. The old bosses of the Order are here, and they're here to school the young punks on what it means to be an assassin. Can't wait to see how the next chapter goes. But I'm done, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to relax a little bit, and I'm probably going to have a game stream that'll continue my birthday celebration, because I just feel like chilling. I'll probably just take a thanks for reminding me. No problem, Holster. I don't mind. But I'm probably going to rest just a little bit, and then I'll have a game stream later on. I'm thinking about continuing with more Monster Hunter Wilds, but then I'm also thinking, what will be fun for me to play on my birthday? I'm trying to think, because there's plenty of games. There's plenty of games for me to choose from. I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. Yeah, we'll figure it out. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been a wonderful birthday stream for Sakamoto Days. This has been a very good chapter, and I can't wait to see the next chapter we get next week. Thank you for all the birthday wishes. Thank you for everything. Thank you for everything, everybody. I greatly appreciate all the birthday wishes and just your support constantly throughout my adventure of being a full-time YouTuber. It's immensely fun, and I can't wait to see the next thing I do for all of you, because all I can say is, hope you all enjoyed. Can't wait to see you all in my next video. Like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already, because I am always looking forward to entertaining you. So have a fantastic day, and once again, as always, later, peoples!